Yeah, I'm Micael Baldock. I'm the Greens candidate for VAS in the coming election.
Isn't that the seat with Troy Bustle in it?
Yes, it is. Yes, it's going to be a very interesting seat. I think most people are under the impression that it's a safe seat, but you only have to think back 8 years ago. It was a seat that was only won by 200 votes. This election is going to be very tightly contested. There are a number of independents, and I think the Greens themselves have improved their standing in the electorate considerably. And I'm expecting this will go to preferences and be very, very close.
Can you describe VAS as an electorate, the kind of environmental landscape it has?
Yeah, VAS is an interesting place. The city of Busselton has only just been proclaimed a city. Over the period, it's been a very attractive tourist destination, and I suppose one of the issues down there at the moment is that we're seeing a town that's growing. It's starting to take on some of those city problems now that it is a city, but it's also starting to lose some of its character, and that's one of the reasons why I'm running. I think it's very important that even though we do have some growth, that we don't also destroy the thing that makes it such an attractive place to visit and also to live in.
What do you think the environmental issues are for the Busselton VAS area?
Look, urban growth, I think it's an electorate which has a number of town sites which are growing significantly, and urban growth is going into our farmland areas. It's starting to compete with our agricultural use. It's also starting to impinge on a lot of our areas which we see as environmentally very attractive. It's, you look at the Lewin Naturalist coastline, and as we grow into those areas, we actually destroy some of that pristine attraction that it has for people. The great idea of actually going into some of these small bays and being by yourself and being away from the hustle and bustle, all of a sudden we're seeing a lot of development in there, and we're starting to lose those spaces where you can escape to, I suppose. And I think a lot of people who come down to our area like to escape from the life they're in and be in another world for a moment, and we've got to make sure we maintain those areas down there so that people can do that. And that's for people all over the state like to come down to our area.
Well, you live in the area. Is there any particular spot that you relish visiting or working in or travelling around?
Oh, look, I think the whole coastline through there, Geograph Bay, has its unique features which are fantastic. I've got a special affinity with the Meelup Regional Park. I find that Meelup Regional Park is a special place. It's an area that is actually under pressure from development at the moment because there are plans and talk of putting a boat marina in there which would require a breakwater, and I think that's just contradictory to what people go to Meelup for. They love to go to Meelup because of its naturalness, and I think that's the thin edge of the wedge if they actually get a marina in there of further development. And it's not what people go to Meelup for. It's generations now have gone to Meelup just to enjoy those really quiet beaches, and there's a fantastic coastal walk through there, and the developments which are, I suppose, being pushed by some people are going to directly affect that.
Any last word about the environment and issues during the coming election?
Oh, look, with the environment, I suppose climate change is a significant issue. We've seen our rainfall. I've kept tab on the figures at Cape Naturalist, and we've seen our average rainfall fall from 840 millimetres a year down to 640. That's a significant change, and when you consider that our jarrah forests survive in a rain belt area of 600 millimetres or more, it means a lot of our natural forest areas which exist in our rainfall zones are starting to get squeezed out, and the amount and the area that they can actually survive in is reducing. So look, that's a serious consideration, and as well as urban expansion, I think is a direct threat to a lot of our local parks and just it's a biodiversity hotspot in our area, so it's very intense with different species and animals, and even there's small areas which might only be 5-10 hectares which have unique flora and fauna in them. If they get developed, you lose that forever. So it's very important that we maintain all aspects of our biodiversity in the southwest and in VAS particularly.
Thank you, Micael Baldock.
Okay. Thank you, Adrian.